Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, my fellow YouTuber. Welcome to another edition of Mary Sky Readley's video blog of Mary Sky, also known as Fleet Admiral Krabby McCoffee. I got a message. Apparently, I'm an old private to Tildor. Sorry, Tildor, but you're private Pile. Pile Tildor, so pipe it. If you're new to the channel, hit the like, subscribe, thumbs up button. If you're a comer backer, welcome. Is this what I'm looking for? Yes, it is. Okay, I didn't take my daily med today. So, today we're going to be talking about cost of stuff. In yesterday's video, if I run to the bathroom really quickly, it's because I have to tinkle, so don't worry. Anyways, let me just tell you what's going on in the world of prepping, okay? So, there's an article that came out, right, about consumer spending. They say, oh, we're not in an inflation, we're in deflation, yada, yada. This is why you're prepping, okay? Now, let me tell you what's going on in the world. A lot of people out there are going to have to start cutting corners. Remember what I said in a previous video? UMA. See, UMA. $7 a month. Buy the hardware. That's it. I got 3 of them. So, while you're sitting around, standing around, minding your own business, what do you get? We're not here talking about UMA tip. We're talking about discretionary spending. That is why we're here to prep. We're prepping for everything. Now, yes, I will run to the bathroom real quick because I want to get this out of the way. But sometimes actually have to get so I can get fresh green beans. So, for some of you out there wondering, here's what's going on. I'm going to go through the comments real quick, by the way, while we talk. Tildor, on the other hand, was kind of being a bonehead today. So, thank you for waiting, everyone. So, as a prepper, a lot of people have been looking at things, right? And saying to me things like, have you seen the price of? Why is it going up again? I'll tell you what's going on, okay? I was looking at my ramen, okay? My ramen was $6.24 when I bought it. Second batch this month, $6.60. Now it's almost $19 a box. Actually, it's over $19, okay? Everything is going up. Swiss Miss went up, Nito went up, etc., etc. A lot of stuff that I use is going up. The mac and cheese, they raised it. The hamburger helper, they raised that. They sold out of toilet paper. Another staple, you got to think of a dish soap. I mean, literally, when you're looking at it as a prepper's utopia, what do you see? You think all is gravy and the world comes around? I mean, everything is going up. Everything. I was just talking to someone about buttermilk ranch, gone up. Coffee, gone up. I mean, when you look at the price of things, you got to ask yourself, how much are you willing to basically take? And before you sit there and say, why? So basically, there's Happy Belly dressing. I was paying $1.40 something in bottle. Now it's $3.44 a bottle. You see, everything is going up. It's going up, and a lot of people have been sitting there messaging me saying, hey, Rita, I know you buy certain items. How come the rest of these items are going up in price? Well, supply and demand. Now, for example, let me tell you what's going on with sugar pricing. Okay, a lot of people like the candy, I know, and I'll get to the comments saying sugar has gone up. Sugar is a commodity that's used to make candy. Sugar's gone up because Hawaii had those wildfires. Apparently, the island of Maui used to be plenty of sugar canes. And you know what happens when you burn a sugar cane field, right? It goes up in smoke. So think about it. Think about it, my friends. So while we're getting ready to talk about this, I'm going to go over the comments finally. And then I want to tell you what I am thinking. All right. So first of all, Tildor message saying, oh, we need the Black Swan event. Okay, first of all, I'm not going to talk about the Black Swan event. Why shouldn't I talk about the Black Swan event? I'm going to tell you why. Because no one cares. No one cares. Okay. First of all, Tildor said yesterday, the Island Girls must be working on another top secret. No, the Island Girls are working on getting Zoe out here. That's the truth. I mean, look, Zoe's coming out here. I'm not going to tell you when, but we're on a safe cracking mission, basically, which means safe cracking, jokingly, we're on a fixed time frame. She's got to get shipping out. She's got to get her prepping sent out. She's got to make sure everything gets shipped properly. I mean, think about it. Yeah. We haven't had a video in several days. Well, tonight's Aaron's anniversary, so it's time to prep peeps, proofs into putting schools into the school is in session. But let me tell you today's video, okay? Tier 1 Chatterbox is about right for Tildor because he's all talk. I mean, look. He's been talking about a Black Swan event since like March or April. Where is it? People are getting tired of the preppers. People are getting tired of these preppers talking about the Black Swan event. So I want to tell you, okay. Old Private Rita, actually, it's Fleet Admiral Krabby McCoffee, Tildor, and you're a buck private. I busted you all the way down to Private Tildor. Pile. You guys need to prep and press fast Black Swan on there. That's what he said for the last 6 or 8 months. Okay, let me tell you, okay. If there's a Black Swan event, you would think some stupid tick turd would tell us literally what his event is. World War III? No one cares. No one gives two turkey knuckles. No one cares about 2 turkey legs. You know why? Because they don't care. Because of this. So when we go into prepping, I'm going to tell you what I'm thinking and so forth and so on. So Black Swan's on the horizon. A lot of chatter and intel. Yeah, the Black Swan could be numerous things. I was talking to Zoe earlier. Civil War? Maybe. If you want to arrest and detain and put Donald Trump behind bars forever, yeah, maybe. Or it could be a banking collapse. Well, are you guys prepped for it? Because I know I am. And then there's a nuclear war. So my question to you wonderful preppers out there is, which one is it? Tildor ain't telling us. So to me, I think Tildor is full of beans. There you go. Then he wrote 42 minutes ago, I don't want to poke the old crow. It doesn't take all day to clean the rat's nest up. Actually, it does take all day because I have physical ailments right now, people. That is why I have been taking a freaking break. Yeah. So, because I've been taking breaks, I've been also nursing my tum-tum. So, there you have it. But for all of you out there, let's get on to the conversation. Because frankly, I want to get done with this and then get outside before the weather changes or something else happens. So, we're going to talk about discretionary spending here. Okay, this is big news. Okay, I showed this to Zoe, Discretionary spending is spending that's discretionary, okay? Let me tell you what's going on my island, okay? You got people that buy $600,000, $800,000, $900,000 houses that look like dumps, okay? $1 million, $1.5 million houses. They say, oh, it's prime real estate, right? But they can't make the mortgage. So What are they doing? They're renting out, turning their homes into condos and apartment complex, duplexes, etc. Right? And because of it, hold on a sec. Okay, yeah, I was looking at that, making sure his Tum Tum's moving. I'm always worried I'm gonna lose him. It's my biggest fear, by the way, is my little doggo. Okay. So basically, discretionary spending. People sit there, okay? Let me tell you, there's 3 types of discretionary spenders, okay? There's the poor people that put off their laundry, put off their food purchase, put off whatever they can. They stretch everything out, piece by piece, you know? Then you have the other people. Okay, let me put it this way. I want full confirmation by Tildor before I turn around to talk to you about. See, if he's part of the team, he's going to have to give us some type of real intel, not just sit there and say, "Oh, I'm a tier 1 prepper." No, you're not. You're all talk. Because if you're a tier 1 prepper, you'd be not outside the shadows. You see, I'm the real deal, people. Let me tell you what people were doing during prepping, okay? They were spending their hard-earned dollars on, are you ready for this? Travel, making memories. They weren't spending it on physical items, okay? Now, school's coming back in session. Because school's coming back in session, guess what? School is coming back into session, which means computers are going to be harder to acquire, but that's, again, financial discretionary spending. People aren't going to go out to eat because that's discretionary spending. Now, let me put it this way. The dollar store made an article the other day. I only took the last bit of it, but the last bit means a lot. Okay, it says here. And I'm going to see if I can actually post this in the chats, okay? First, let's see. Can I actually post this? Yes. It says, consumers shift away from discretionary items as part of its problem. Target, Home Depot, Lowe's, and other retailers have said much the same. People are ditching purchases of items. Hold on, let me fix that. People are ditching purchases of items they don't need. Hold on, I'm going to give you the full text here. Items they don't need. Oh, you son of a... Damn freaking, let's try again. Here. There. I don't need the entire thing. All right, here we go. There. People are ditching purchases of items they don't need in favor of food and other items they require. Think of it. Food and gas, okay? We don't know what's going to happen to the future, all right? Let me put it this way. I'm going to give you guys an example, okay? Brother Higgins turns around. He wants a generator. Oh, I need a generator. My basement's going to flood. No. All right, I'm going to poke fun at the honey badger for once. Fortunately, that's discretionary spending. Oh, well, I need it so I can do a sump pump. Yeah, good for you. Fortunately, people are not spending money on but discretionary. That means eventually, let me put it to you this way, eventually you're going to see companies downsizing their workforce. T-Mobile just shut down people today. Yeah. And yet, discretionary spending. Here's what I would do for your discretionary spending, people, all right? This ain't a laughing matter, right? Tildor, he can get off his lazy butt kiss and post, he's a tier 1 prepper. Yeah, okay. Show us the proof. And calling me an old crow when I'm a frickin' polar bear is not nice, okay? And three is, as a prepper, you got to ask yourself something big, and that is the American people then the preppers turn around, and I would say, all right, for discretionary spending is to spend your money on what is needed, okay? What is needed? When you don't spend your money and you spend it foolishly, there's a problem. Let me put it this way, okay? Let me tell you a story, all right? And by the way, I do have to leave soon so I can get Moppy out. So you'll see me suit up with shoes and stuff soon. But let me tell you a story. Hey, Mop, come here. There you go, babe. Sit in Mama's chair. Yep. So, discretionary spending. Let me tell you, there is a discretionary spending problem, okay? I love poking the honey badger. But truthfully, you got to ask yourself, how much are you willing to discretionary? I mean, look, there's a banking collapse, okay? Like Tildor keeps talking about, which I don't see. The only thing I see is the stock market going down, that goes down, goes up. People open their mouth, goes up, goes down, comes up. But where does inflation stand? So we got a big cost of living increase, right? Like the elderly got like 9.6%, right? Something like that. This year's cost of living, they're talking about 3.3%. They say inflation's down. Fortunately, I'm not going to go up and buck up against the government, okay? It's not my job. I'm not going to get my channel flagged. I want to say is, where is the inflation? Food. Think about it. Everyone sits there, okay? Price of commodities are going down for many things. I was just looking at an all-in-one computer. I asked Higgins about it. Oh, I wouldn't get it because it's so slow and I need to build a custom one. Really? Well, where's your disability money at? Big $900,000 retro checks. Yeah, I like to poke him. There is. He's got to wait, right? Fortunately, if there's a banking collapse in 2 years, people are going to die because they don't have food. They didn't prep. Then, if there's a nuclear winter, a nuclear war, we're going to die anyways, as Pee-wee says. Has anyone seen Pee-wee's comment? Let me just say, as a prepper, Pee-wee made a great channel comment the other day. And I never got to basically say it, but she says this. If there's a nuclear war, we have no power to cook anything. You may not have power, but you could also use a camp stove or a butane stove or, a propane stove or a Coleman stove to make sure, the thing is how much radiation is going to be in the area, right? We will be freezing with no heat, and at least our freezers may stay cool longer. Hold on a sec. Since it'll be so cold, the black cloud covering the northern hemisphere could last decades. We will be toast no matter what we do. She's right to a point, but it also depends on theoretics and hypotheticals. You see, no one is seeing nuclear winter. No one knows what would happen, how many nukes would be falling, how many things, And so anyways, the point I'm making is those are hypotheticals. We can only bring into hypotheticals due to the fact that not many people in this world, as a prepper, needs to realize that if we are going to be using discretionary spending for nuclear war, discretionary spending on everything else, and you got to ask yourself, hey, Tildor, my moderating team, he doesn't know what he's talking about because look at it. We heard banking collapse was going to happen. Didn't happen yet. What are they benefiting? What are they forecasting, fortune telling now? Banking collapse are going to happen due to the fact that the government isn't going to pay its bills soon. I mean, we have a 2-year extension thing. It was signed, I believe. So And the debt ceiling, in my opinion, is completely and thoroughly sealed, so we don't have to worry. Fortunately, the stock market's going down for whatever reason. B-Lad, Tillamook makes ice cream. Yes, Tillamook makes ice cream, dairy products, anything. They don't make actual milk, Mr. B-Lad, but I just finished the Tillamook cheese. So point being is, look at the prepping thing. Look what's going on in the world, people. I mean, you have to ask yourself, how much are you willing to spare and how much are you willing to things are going to get expensive again, yes, Zoe, but that's just the tip of the iceberg. Has anyone ever? Hold on, I'm trying to. Oh yes, and by the way, peeps, I got something I want to share with you all. I turned my volume off on my computer so you don't hear it temporary, but I want to show you guys. Here we go. So this movie for 11 months, it's been really good. They actually don't have this movie. I'm gonna give you guys the link right here. It's called The Day After. Yes. So if you haven't seen The Day After, I highly think you guys should check it out. Day After 1983. Basically, it is a very scary. Well, it's not scary so much. It's only like this is what the U.S. government collaborated with others during 1983 for what would happen if a nuclear attack happened. So let me just show you this. Gas prices. Gas prices are one thing, okay? The main point I'm trying to make is unless Tildor is going to tell us what the black swan currently is, they're all crap. They're all talk. That's why I said Chatterbox Tildor. Tier 1 Chatterbox. Okay, look. As a prepper, you got to have certain discretionary spending, but at the same time, are you willing to sacrifice? I mean, look, food bank. No, hold on. Anyway, sorry about that. So basically, discretionary spending is something you got to think about. In the meantime, you got to ask yourself, and the point being is, basically, sorry about this. So, as a person who knows discretionary spending, sorry everyone, Zoe's telling me a story. I'm not going to repeat it, but my point being is my tum's starting to hurt. I think it has to do with the cheese. Why do you think the doctors asked me to make it a logbook? That's why I was buying a journal. Let me tell you a story, okay? Let me tinkle again because the water, But I'm going to tell you guys a story that's very important to me. peeps, here we go. Ugh. So, anyways, thank you for waiting, people. B-Lad says medication shortages. Yes, exactly, but that's not just all. Has anyone checked lately on prepping supplies? I mean, I want to get around to talking about prepping supplies. You know what? We're going to do it. We're just going to go through the basic preppers list on Amazon that I have for y'all. If you're interested, I'm going to go look at the basic preppers list because it's my job. So we have the bare bone preppers list, the basic preppers list, the bare boned. Okay. So the bare bone preppers list. Oh, look, rechargeable electromagnetic radiation detectors, potassium iodine tablets, going up again. Look at this stuff. These are basic necessities. Bottled water has gone up. I'll give you guys the link in a second. All the spam has gone up in price. Yeah. Everyone basically heard about this different stuff, so it's now up there in price. 12-pack of spam, jalapeno, $45. Roasted turkey, $36. Bacon went up in price. I mean, this is just the bare bone. Let me just send you the guys list. This stuff here is basically the bare boned list. Right there. And then if you go to this one, the basics preppers list, right? I'm on the basic preppers list is bigger. Right? Let me go send list to others. We're going to do this. View only, copy link so you get the second list. There's 3 of them in my About Me page. And we are back. So anyways, my point is like I said, if you guys, I'm going to go through this list as fast as I can, okay? So basically, the basic list is things like matches, blankets. Blankets went up in price. Camp stoves, some sold out. Lanterns, tents. These are basic tents, 3-season camping. Basic backpack. There's a backpack right there. Internal frame bag. Swiss Army knives went up in price. Double sleeping bag right there went up in price. Ramen went up in price. Food shortages. I haven't looked at this for a while, so mac and cheese up in price. Spam up in price. The pack of 6 Danish hams up in price. Cashews up in price. Those coats that I told you about up in price. White rice and brown rice went down in price. I guess you guys live off rice. Oats, coffee up in price. Bottled water, beans. I have it all sorted out in areas. Canned beans up in price. Stew. Chris, my moderator, loves a stew. Right there, roast chicken ramen up in price. Regular chicken, people don't like the first aid kits up in price. Naproxen up in price. Ibuprofen up in price. Razor blades went through the roof up in price. Dish soap up in price. Shaving, body wash, bar soap, batteries. The high energy batteries, everyone knows I use the Rayovac high batteries. I also have Amazon Basics. Let me just tell you, they're good if you want basic batteries, but they're up in price. A lot of items in here. So duct tape up in price. Sewing kit up in price. Can opener. Your tuna. You got tuna. Chicken breast. All these canned things for prepping needs up in price. Now you're probably wanting garbage bags, etc. Roasted chicken noodle. I'd have to toothpaste. Then you got your butane stove, canned butane. I've always wondered, does the butane here, do they actually ship it? Because usually, oh yeah, I guess they can. It's funny. You can actually order butane, but they won't ship you like certain items. Okay. The Jackery is sold out. A lot of people have asked me about the Jackeries. Well, how come they're so cheap? That's because you're charging your phone. I mean, you look at it and, you know, you got like a 60 100. It's like everyone has their basic shopping cart right there, shopping cart. Um, down in price. Any items that you think you might not need went down in price, like police scanners, journals, baking bread, fire starters, um, flashlights. Chocolate went down in price. Beans, let me just say dry beans, Goya beans. Food Bank's been stockpiling me with Goya beans, okay, dry beans, northern beans, northern beans, kidney beans, navy beans, great northern, etc. Why? Because they're supplying it and I'm stockpiling it because beans never go bad. And then you have the other things, water, toothbrush. A lot of me and Higgins have been working on a project for you all about a battery backup radio. You don't want anything that takes rechargeable batteries. You always want to keep batteries on hand. So, water purification system and then a handheld MERS. This is just the secondary preppers list. I mean, everything is going up. This is why people have to look at the list and then they have to look at discretionary spending. I haven't looked at this list in a while. So the last one is the 2024 preppers list, the big guy. This has everything you want. Higgins ran through it the other day. I think it was like 20 grand. I think it was for the basic. The bare bones cheaper, but this one here, I'm going to show you the last preppers list. Some of these items are things that you don't even need. Even the generic option's expensive. Someone say they wanted me to live in a van down by the ocean. No, that was an offer from, I think it was Chloe. Yeah. Drinkable, I thinkable. Yes, the island water is pretty good. A lot of people complain about it, but you know what? The island water is a well water. So for the guys out there, the cow milk went up in price. A lot of people have been emailing me, off and on about the preppers list saying what's with the baking sheet. That's for cookies and stuff. If you're into baking, water purification tablets are only there for um, um, water purification tablets are there to fill your bathtub up with water, and then you can use it for drinking water in case of an emergency. A lot of people have asked about the noise canceling headphones. The noise canceling headphones are there if you want to listen to music and don't want to cause problems with your neighbors. Next one is your prepping thing for your radio. Your emergency radio, like world band, short band, narrow band. Me and Higgins is working on finding out which one would be the most effective one to have for a prepper's tool. So let's just continue. I've talked about this time and time again. Some items in the major preppers list, like toothpaste, isn't necessary. Mouthwash necessary, like to keep your fresh teeth clean. Other items is discretionary spending, like coffee syrups. You want your coffee to taste flavorful, you buy coffee filter. Other thing is, people ask about milk. Like this is 5 pounds of goat milk. Unless you want to drink 5 pounds of goat milk for $80, that's a discretionary thing. Everything you should look at in here should be discretionary spending. I mean, think about it. Food scale, not a discretionary spending. Beans, we don't have to go in there. Paper plates, well, it depends on certain issues. Now, if you have well water and you know the water ain't contaminated, you can actually wash your dishes with cold water, soap still, and you won't have to leave. Now, dirty dishes, of course, paper plates, you got to ask yourself, unless you're burning your paper plates, paper bowls, plastic cups, and paper cups for warmth, you're not going to need them because you're going to attract bugs eventually if you're holed up in your house because of a nuclear winter. Otherwise, you know, the next thing on the list is pet stuff like if you're a prepper, you might want to get extra garbage bags, extra fresh step, cat litter. I mean, things, other things you might need if you own a car, a siphon. But, the thing is, a lot of things out there is going up in price. The reason I'm showing you this tonight is think of all of this. I don't want to, if you look at things, some of this stuff's discretionary spending. Some of this stuff you have to ask yourself, are you going to literally utilize, like flour? How many people out there will make homemade bread? I know I can, but the thing is, are you willing to, what if you have a bread maker and yet, use $120, $130 discretionary spending and yet it doesn't work? What if you have your certain items you can use discretionary as long as you like a Roku, for example. You can literally use a Roku for other things. Let me check the comments. Where are the island wells? It's called the Island Reservoir. You can Google it. The reservoir is an area where it keeps all our water. And anyways, place scanners, unless you know how to use one. Or I would keep one on hand anyways, but that's just me. Other people have asked me about journals. Journaling is good. Now a lot of foods, a lot of people have asked me about rice-a-roni. Rice-a-roni is pretty good if you get the right flavors. If you don't get the right flavor, you're going to be pastaroni too. You have to see, are you willing to pay X amount of dollars for 12 boxes? What do you have plans for it? Everything has to be discretionary. Lantern, same thing. Yep. So you got to ask yourself, like battery cases, tea lights, solar power bank for your phones, there's a lot of things you can buy. Oh, those are all sold out. People are now realizing the solar banks are really good. So I'll have to send Higgins out to find me another solar bank. Now he'd be like, oh, Jackery? No. The Jackery is, a lot of Jackeries are selling out because a lot of people like the name Jackery, but there is others like Blue Eddies. There's one particular Higgins likes. I can't remember the brand name, but it's pretty expensive. Now Jackery, every Jackery that gets higher and higher, the thing is, and you also have to ask yourself, what are you going to be using the solar generators for? People ask me all the time, oh, well, now Higgins, he found out a sump pump is going to require more power. So, the thing is, if I would basically test it out for like a week with if I was. A lot of other items is, like I said, butane stoves. Cookies, gone up. A lot of you guys, ask me about barbecues and smokers, and then you have the fruits and other things, canned fruits like peaches, pears, they're going up in price. We don't have to do planners. What I believe in. I believe in the Clever Fox. Then you have other things. So as you go into deodorant, every item that is not food. Look at this, for example. Look at this. As a prepper, all right, all the Campbell's Chunky Soups that I'm looking at that's in the preppers list sold out. Most of the other soup, the stuff that no one likes to eat, soup-wise, is still available. That tells you all you need to know, peeps. Paper plates, again. Plastic forks. That's stuff that's discretionary, but if you know how to dispose of your trash, you should be fine. Little pots and pans and stuff. Yeah, lanterns. Lanterns have gone up in price. Now, these oil lanterns, hurricane lanterns, up in price. Now, we're only halfway through it, so I want to speed this up. Scented candles up in price. A lot of this stuff. Look at this. 2 gallons of Tide, $52. You're looking at a super amount of if you can find a deal for laundry soap, you buy it. A lot of you basically say, "Oh, I have to have Tide." Really? Dry fruits. Look at this. California raisin, 10 pounds, sold out. People are stocking. Protein drinks went up in price. Happy Belly nuts, chocolate dried fruits, trail mix up in price. Some of the peanuts selling out. Flour selling out. A lot of flour's going up. A lot of people say to me, "Well, Rita, what's wrong with flour?" Flour's gone up in price due to the fact that we have a problem. Yes. Oil gone up in price. Then you get into the digital converter boxes. Again, discretionary spending, but a lot of people can take a digital converter and set it all up and use old portable TV like a Watchman from eBay, really, and get it to work if you know what you're doing for news. And those would come in handy if you have batteries, because if you have the digital converter, you can probably run the converter on one power box and utilize it just so it would run through, so you could run it through your antenna on the roof or whatever, and you should be fine as long as you know what you're doing. Next is your first aid kit, survival kits. They're gone up in price again. A lot of people are stockpiling it. Peanut butter up in price. Vienna sausage is up in price. Chicken breasts, look at this. A lot of canned chicken gone up in price, way through the roof. I mean, literally, this is why I keep telling you, get your canned meats in order. Your canned fish, your mackerels, your oysters, up in price. I mean, what you're dealing with is something that is, these prices it's going to go through the roof. Portable TV right there, digital portable TV, discretionary spending, but at the same time, this is stuff that you have to ask yourself. Some of this stuff is for the ultimate prepper. If you don't have a can opener, buy a can opener, sewing kit, rope. The ropes, the tapes, they're all up in price. The yeast, the brown sugars, they're all up in price. Sugar's up in price due to the fact that we're in a thing. Again, batteries right there. Look at that battery. AAA batteries, AA batteries. They're selling like hotcakes. People are prepping. You got bar soap. Bar soap. A lot of bar soap sold out. Shaving cream up in price. Razor blades up in price. Fishing lures went up in price. A lot of people have been messaging me saying, "Well, what's with the fishing lure?" Fishing lures are, up in price due to the fact that, you have to think about what you're doing. Tank car, fly rods, water baths, cannerings, canned things, portable TVs, they're all going up in price. First aid kits, Prepper's book, coolers went up in price. Ramen, here we go, we're in the ramens, up in price. Toilet paper up in price, sold out, up in price. Paper towels again up in price. Excuse me 1 second. So yeah, stews, canned meats, all that stuff. Stews, beans, up in price. Card games, look at these card games. Uno games up in price. And you guys sit there and you ask me from time to time, what's with the Uno? What's with this? Bottled water, again, half of them sold out. The other is up in price. Now, a lot of you have asked me time and time again about the electric razors, Few of them take AA batteries. So if you don't have access to, for you men out there, we can get you set up with an electric razor. Hey, Mom. Yeah. You're a good boy. We're almost done, Moppy. All right. So, because time's restraint, and I got to speed this up, like some electric razors, again, are good as long as you get them made in America. Remington, there's some electric razors there. Some take AA batteries, some take corded. A little cheap smoker. Coffee, again, has gone up in price. Um, Cast iron skillet's always good if you want to have a cast iron skillet for cooking. I highly recommend it as a prepper. Um, Oats, rice, beans, teas, Keebler crackers, they're all up in price. Some sold out. The sandwich crackers with cheeses, they're sold out. Carnation milk, again, sold out. Carnation's getting harder and harder to do it as prepper. You have to think. Mac and cheese gone up in price. A lot of mac and cheese went up in price. It is what it is. Goldfish sold out. Goldfish, others sold out. Coats, coffee pots, some of those propane ones sold out. The percolators raised in price. Pet food's gone up. A lot of it sold out, but you can find it if you know what you're doing. Someone was asking me the other day about beef jerky. That and my father-in-law, that's up in price again. Beef jerky, meat sticks up in price. Pistachios, nuts in general up in price. Canned meats like corned beef hash up in price. So, like I said, spam, bacon spam mac and cheese, ramens I like. Suddenly salad sold out. Milk powder, and then you got the freeze dried stuff. The freeze dried stuff like biscuits, this canned scrambled eggs. The last 6 months goes from like $40 to $140 a can. So, freeze dried scrambled eggs, that went down, but everything else has gone up in price. Flour up in price. Freeze dried, everything in freeze dried. Preppers are basically sucking it up, worried. So, sleeping bags, double sleeping bags up in price. Swiss Army knives up in price. Tents are coming back into stock now because tent season's done. So, I was talking to someone about tents. They got a new one, by the way. The little wood stove looks cool. But yeah, it just depends on how much you want to spend for a tent. Some tents are sold out. But, lanterns, some went down in price, some went up in price. Stoves, you can order it through different stores. Blankets, matches, freeze-dried fruit. At the bottom of the list, you have your preppers survival meals, like 500 meals in a bucket. Now, it might be good for some things, but it ain't good for all. So the point is this is stuff you have to look at discretionary spending. Did I actually post the third preppers list? Let me see. Yeah, I did. All right, so the preppers list is there. Stocking up on toilet paper has been a lifesaver. Well, exactly. Stockpiling toilet paper is a lifesaver for many people, Yeah. Glad Zoe's been come. Great deal on that Angel Soft. The Angel Soft currently, as Zoe said, is sold, as I've been monitoring, is sold out. So basically, unless you go through a different supplier, Amazon is completely sold out. So Charmin, Cottonelle has gone up in price. Hey, Kane. How are you? Hi, Zoe. Good. Great to see you here. Rita really wanted to do this. The point I'm making, everyone, is you gotta use discretionary. Now, let me just get you that link yet again, and this time I'm going to post it again, okay? So I'm gonna do it this way. Again, copy. All right. And then I'm going to go and take the last part of it here because I can. And the last part of it meant a lot to me. Discretionary spending. That's why I'm, yeah. Nice to hear. She's dedicated. What can I say? Is Tony out there? So, my point being is, it says consumers shift away from discretionary items. A lot of people are stretching it thin. They're basically stretching it so thin that they have to literally use discretionary spending. Yeah. So, anyways, my point being is, part of its problem. Target, Home Depot, Lowe's, and other retailers have said much of the same. People are ditching purchases of items they don't need, favor food and other. Think about it. How many people out there now? I want to tell you guys a quick story because I have to get Moppy out again. Okay, and it's getting dark, so I want some light. So I can always come back for part 2, but I want you guys to think about this. As a prepper, we all buy stuff we use, whether it be shampoo, conditioner, body wash, dish soap, bar soap, whatever. Last night I had the serious itch. I literally had to go into the shower and wash down. Yeah. People are like, oh, you're wearing the same clothes. Well, there's a reason for it. You have to be frugal. But being frugal means you basically use discretionary spending. Now, a lot of these guys out there, okay, they think the world, that some of these people, these teenagers and stuff, they work hard, they buy all the new games coming out. Then you have the scalpers. They sit there and say, oh, this game's popular, I'm going to take them all. Then they take them all, and then they're like $500, $1,000, $1,500. No one buys it. And then they say, oh, I don't understand why, because no one's paying the prices. Discretionary spending means you use discretionary spending. That's it. No ifs, ands, or buts. Yeah. And so discretionary spending is stuff that you can look at and say, do I really need it? Yeah. I was talking to Zoe today about discretionary spending, and there's items she needed. She took care of it. But most people, they invest in money, but it's all discretionary spending. People sit there, people are starting to tighten their budget belts because there's an inflation problem. Food's going through the roof. As you all know, Zoe's prepping to be an island girl, right? Unfortunately, Zoe hasn't really seen the prices at both grocery stores, so I'll be taking her on a grocery store, crusade. Show her the prices. But you get the ideas. Local stores are closing. Is that because of coronavirus? Well, let me go look. Because she heard something I haven't. Great. What we got here? I hope she can send me something, you know. So basically, where was I? So there's people with YouTube channels, right? They make money. They go out and they want to review nothing but video games, okay? And because of it, they So apparently the Inter-Island Ferry is going to be out of service for part of the day tomorrow. Yeah. And the Inter-Island Salish is running 70 minutes late too. Wow. So, can you believe this? They're running really low on boats. Look at this, the 19th. The overhead walkway in Anaheim, San Juan Island, the ADA alert, you have to load and unload at the car deck. I mean, these things are just funny as hell, but still, yeah. So, the Mystical Mermaid in town is closing, so gift stores and local stores are closing. Yeah, probably. So, for some of you out there, let me just finish my story and then I gotta go, okay? When it comes to prepping, you got to use discretion for funds. For example, as a woman, I could turn around and tell you outright that we have a big problem for discretionary spending. There's people out there that are buying stuff they don't need. Higgins, oh, I need a power generator. And then he realizes it costs more money. Well, save up for it. Oh, Mark, take me 3 years. Your basement ain't going to flood. In the meantime, God's good to you, right? Oh, okay, there you go. Fortunately, problem is, as a prepper, you got to ask yourself this. This is the big question here. You see, there's people that want to that get donations, right? They get donations. And then they're like, well, what game should I review, right? And then they get like 500,000 subscribers and, they're making a living off of YouTube. I'm not making a living off of YouTube, you see, because people think of me as a weirdo. I don't know what I'm talking about, but I do, you see. I live on an island. Price of gas is expensive. Food's expensive. Everything's expensive. And yet, Zoe, of course, when she gets here, I know the dates. You guys don't get the dates. She's going to realize that the only way to survive out here is the food bank, food stamps, and massively prepping. I may wear this thing with an anchor because, well, I thought it was cool. Look at that. Isn't that great? Yeah, I wear it all the time. So, for all you out there, I want you to think about this. There's people out there that have more discretionary spending than most. They have discretionary spending. Me and my discretionary spending is maybe the occasional movie with Zoe or The Neighbor or whatever. But everything is balanced budget properly. Yeah. So, as long as I'm around, I will tell you outright the truth. And that is discretionary spending has to be looked at. Now, here's a tip before I go. When you go through your stuff, go through the preppers list. Make a spreadsheet. Go through all 3 preppers lists I made for you. It's in my About Me page. Make a list. Grab a list. And find out everything that you have on your list. And what you don't have on your list, then go ahead and look at it as mandatory and medically necessary, it's needed, or it's discretionary spending. Yeah. Because frankly, think about it. I'm a class tier 1 prepper. Yeah. And yet, I get donations from you fine folks. Tell Laura he's all talk about gift cards, but guess what? I get gift cards from others. And yet, I'm sitting on them. Why? Well, let me tell you why. It's called discretionary spending. Yeah, Higgins like, oh, if you're going to spend it before the banking collapse. Okay, Higgins, tell me. I give you a new challenge. I want a complete report on banking collapses. I want a complete report, Higgins, on black swans, nuclear disasters, or whatever else you are coming up with. In the meantime, Do not worry right now. Tildor, he can't pull one out of comments. He's afraid. He's afraid to post his intel on live chat. I mean, let me put it this way. When I get gift cards like from Phil or Zoe or others, I will be nameless. I put it into like a little banks thing, and I only buy what's needed. Okay, if someone tells me to go invest in a radio, I will buy a radio, which, by the way, if someone says buy a video game, I will buy a video game. Someone tells me to buy groceries, I will buy groceries. Someone tells me to buy prepping stuff, I will buy prepping stuff. See where I'm going with it? Money doesn't grow on trees, so we have to utilize everything we have. So I may or may not be back after my dog walk, but look for a second part if so. But I want to get your guys' opinions on discretionary spending. I mean, look, Zoe is moving. Okay, now we're not going to give you all the details. It's none of your damn business. She's a friend. But I will tell you, for the record, that Zoe has to watch her P's and Q's just like every other red-blooded American. I'm spending. Think about it. She's got a budget she's got to go through. I'm helping her. Now, when Tildor says, oh, well, you need to make more videos. Well, maybe I should start charging you a gift card every time you complain. I'll have Higgins figure out the total, and if you don't pay, we'll just remove your comments. See, I'm just being funny there now. But truthfully, I'm tired of people, So it is getting late. I have to gear up and go. So I may or may not be back. Just depends. I have to make a phone call. So I want to share with you. Anyways, so so my point is as a prepper, I want you guys to think. And on a side note, I don't know what happened with the inspection. They came here, they told me I'm getting a new stove, and they left. I'll email the manager Monday to find out what's going on. That's my job. In the meantime, the Fleet Admiral will make another video maybe after I get done with my dog walk. In the meantime, stay safe, stay happy, give your opinions on what discretionary spending is, and I hope to catch you all in the next video. And maybe we should do a poll. What do you guys think? We start charging Tildor every time he gripes about a video. I mean, I got Zoe I'm taking care of right now. I got Higgins to take care of. I got Chloe to take care of. My father-in-law to take care of. Moppy to take care of. Myself to take care of. Inspecting, cleaning, prepping. I mean, my schedule's too filled. It might slow down by winter time. Now, I want to talk to you guys about discretionary spending, on what discretionary means in the next video. So look for the title, Discretionary Spending. My thoughts, my opinions. We'll go from there. So please add and subscribe. Please post comments, leave feedback, suggestions. Hit the like, subscribe button. So some fun for your family, including your dogs, your cats, bunnies, your service dogs. Service bunnies, hit the bell notification. Thumbs up button, subscribe button. Keep the comments nice, all we ask. And Kane, I said I might be back tonight, so look for it if I'm still here. And the rest of you out there, stay safe. School's out of session for right now.